Hey, Premier Investors, it's Adam Schrader here with Grant McMillan, your co-founders of Premier Turnkey. And we are pleased to be joined today by Andrew. He is the team leader of our new builds going on in the Pampa, Texas area. So Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so you've told us about this area. It's really exciting. But before we get into that, we're gonna focus on you just a little bit,
All
and that
right.
is, you've been in the property management side, you're on the building side, you've kind of done a whole lot in real estate. um, where where did you find that real estate was kind of going to be your thing? When did that happen?
Oh gosh, do we really want to go down that? Yeah. So both of you guys have heard my story in detail. So I'll try to not go into every piece of it, but really, I've always been attracted to real estate. I started in the construction and services space, but quite frankly, I couldn't figure out how to get into real estate. Real estate was always something to me that was this beyond the gates, beyond the other side of the mountain that I couldn't get to. I was contractor through and through, and so it really wasn't until absolute. Gosh, I hate to brand it this way, but almost catastrophe in other business ventures that caused me to look at real estate as something that, hey, this could be something that could actually stabilize my life. This could be something that could actually put me on a path to long-term wealth building. And so I'm kind of a stubborn dude. We talked about this before with Microsoft Teams versus Zoom versus Google Meet, whatever it was. So I was hardcore into contracting, and that's what it was going to be. And it was only until a couple chance encounters that I met other men that I looked up to that were building their own projects, so to speak, and investing into their own deals. And to answer your question shortly, it was in the middle of a lot of pain in a business that I was involved in, and then seeing kind of the light of going, well, wait a minute, I can apply a lot of what I've learned over the past decade and be more involved in the real estate side of things. So it took a lot of pain, and then the shininess of real estate to see, hey, this is something in a path for me.
Yeah. Now you've gotten into, because you're doing the property management on these, and believe me, we're going to get into that
Yeah.
because that's a massive piece of it. But how did you end up? I mean, you talk about the hospitality side, but hospitality and property management, they're the same thing, but it's a lot rougher, I feel like, in the property management side of things than like in a hotel,
Yeah.
kind of, and like a waiter and that kind of stuff. So what led you to that avenue?
To property management specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
just being, and even staying and being in that area. 'Cause most people, they
why
go to
you
property
stay in it?
management, they're there for a little while, and they're like, "What am I doing? I'm gonna I'm gonna go find something else."
Yeah.
They get out as quickly as they got in. Yeah.
That's right. So, I guess the reason I stay in it is out of anything and everything I do, it's the place where we get to reach most people. So, from an operating standpoint, I understand that we're here to talk about investing and ROI and maximizing dollar gain. But for us, it truly is our marketplace ministry. Like being in it, it's messy, it's difficult. But from the property management side, what keeps me in it is the joy that we get from working with tenants and working with people who are in transition. So that's what caused me to stay there. What got me into it was, in fact, that the service background and the construction background. So I had been an operator in the maintenance and service space. Specifically, we were a company that was doing work for the AT&Ts, the CBREs, the JLLs, the big property managers in the commercial space. And at one point, got a phone call from somebody who needed help with their single family portfolio. Had 1,000 unit portfolio of doors that had backlog work orders and quite a mess of things. And I had gotten to know this group pretty well, and they said, "Hey, can you come in and help us with work orders and service work? You seem to have a ability to organize around this." And so we jumped in and helped with the maintenance side of things, maintenance and make readies, which, as you guys know, is probably not probably, certainly right next to vacancies. One of the number one ROI eroders, if you will, is maintenance. And of course, that also feeds back into your vacancies, whether you have happy tenants or not that are renewing. So got in there, was able to really help and support this group in that. And as the deeper I got into it, I thought, hey man, this is an opportunity to do something good here, because in the property management space, obviously you need leasing, you need the ability to sell, you need to be able to get units leased up. But it seemed to me that the weak spot that most property managers had was, one, they had poor maintenance, and two, they had poor accounting. These are two things that I spent a decade building in the service business. We had to have strong maintenance. That was obviously the core of what we did. And our accounting had to be tight to keep up with every single part and every single labor hour that we had out there. So with those two components, it was almost, it's like I'd been beat up enough in that space that the additional punches to the throat in property management weren't that much more. And so, so we moved right into it. And yeah, I'll say, back to your point again, property management for most people is an afterthought. For us, it became like the foundation with which we built on. And when we figured that piece out, it really made the rest of it easier for us.
Yeah, I'll say property management is probably an afterthought when people start investing, but after they get a few properties under their belt, it becomes much higher priority. Especially especially on that when that first turn comes, you start to realize, oh.
Yes, not only like how is that being handled, but how was the property handled for the 12 months when the person lived in it, and why is it such a wreck to have to turn this thing?